Hello and welcome to Card Sharks. I would like to thank Mr. Bill Skinner for today's opening poem. And if you'd like to leave an opening poem for the show, leave it in the comments below. Now, on with today's game. No fouls to buy, no feuds to settle, just the calling of the cards to test your mettle on Card Shark! This is the game where a single turn of the cards can win you up to $32,000 in cash. Now, here's your host, the star of Card Sharks, Brandon Scruggs. And what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for joining us here for another edition of Card Sharks right here at MVG Productions. Glad to have you with us once again. On our last show, we crowned a brand new champion here, and he's back with us once again to see if he can hold on to his championship crown and add some more to his winnings. So let's meet our players for today's first game of Card Sharks, starting with our returning champion, whose one game so far total is $2,100. Yeah, Mr. Brandon Martin. Brandon, welcome back, sir.
My pleasure, Brandon Scruggs.
Yes, Lyle, you had a good game against Eric on the last episode, taking down a long-standing champion here. The only problem you had was when those money cards came up. You had some rough going with those 7s and 8s there. Are you ready to see if you can get back there and try to pick up that $32,000 today?
Brandon Scruggs.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, best of luck to you. Taking you on here in this first game of Card Sharks today, we have Rodney. Rodney, welcome back, sir.
Hey, Brandon Scruggs. How you doing?
I'm good. Are you ready to see if you can take home the championship for yourself today?
Yeah, I need to really get on the leaderboard. I'm a good Card Sharks player. That money card is going to give me.
Yeah, no, so that seems to be the downfall of a lot of folks here on the show. But we're going to see if we can give away that money today. Because, again, we got $32,000 up for grabs on our 2 bonus rounds of the money cards. But in order to get there, we got to play the main game first. And you guys know how to play the game. And for those of you who haven't seen the show before, I'll give you a quick rundown of the rules. Your objective is to call the cards across your board. Our champion Brandon plays the red cards. Our challenger Rodney plays the blue cards. You call if the next card is going to be higher or lower than the previous one. Get all the way to the end of the row, you win the game. Get yourself $250. Takes 2 games to win the match, however, and go on to the money cards where you have that opportunity to go for up to $32,000 in cash and bonus in our bonus round. But in order to get there, we got to play the main game first. So let's get right into it with our first question of the day. This one goes to our champion Brandon. Brandon, we asked 100 people, would you rather have no fingers or no ears? How many of 100 people said they'd rather have no fingers?
Oh, man. That's a pretty good question. I mean, hey, some of the people would have no fingers because of some issues, because of, I would say, the fingers would be welcome back. But for the ears itself, when you pierce it and all that, I mean, it's kind of going to be a little bit of a high number.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that number? Oh, 65, he says. 65 out of 100 said they'd rather have no fingers. Rodney, higher or lower than 65?
Well, both are terrible here. Boy. I don't think it's that high, though. I'm going to go lower than 65.
All right, he's going to say lower. Of course, if the answer is lower, Rodney will play his cards first. If the answer is not lower than 65, Brandon will play his cards first. The actual number of people who said they'd rather have no fingers versus no ears is 36. It is definitely lower. So that means, Rodney, you're going to be playing your cards first. So let's take a look at your base card for this opening game of Card Sharks. You have a 5.
Okay, I'm going to go higher than the 5.
All right, going on. Higher than the 5. You have a 7.
Yeah, I'll freeze.
Got a freeze right there, keeping the champ away from his cards and needing 3 more to win this first game of the matchup here. And this next question goes to Rodney. All right, Rodney, we asked 100 people here, Would you rather visit London or would you rather visit Paris? How many of 100 people said they'd rather visit Paris?
Both good cities. But London is a nice, proper city there. I'm gonna say it's a low number for Paris. I'm gonna go with 40.
40 out of 100 said they'd rather visit Paris. Brandon, higher or lower than 40?
I would agree with Rodney. They're both good cities, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pretty good one, but I'm gonna have to go with the odds. A little bit high, but I'm gonna have to go a little bit lower than that.
Oh, a little bit lower. Okay. Can do that. Well, let's see. The actual number of people who said they'd rather visit Paris versus visiting London is 46. It's not lower. All right. So, Rodney, you got control of the cards once again, so you have that 7.
Yeah, may I change it, please?
Yeah, sure, you can change it. You won the question. You earned the right to change it. We'll change that 7 is now a 9.
Okay, that's a little harder card. All right, I'm going to go lower than the 9.
Go on, playing the odds. Lower than the 9. No, a 10. You lose that card there, giving Brandon a free shot to play off his base card of an ace.
That's a good card. Lower.
Lower than the ace. It's a 7.
Let's go ahead and freeze it right there.
Going to freeze it right there. All right, both players now 1 card in. We only need 3 cards to win this first game of the match. We go to question number 3 now. This one goes to Brandon. Oh, surprisingly, another London question. This must be the European section of the question list today. We asked 100 people, would you rather live in London or live in New York City? How many of 100 people said they'd rather live in London?
I mean, like I said, what Ronnie say, it's a good city, and for New York, it's also good to live in the New York City. But I would say, New York City's a good place to go to see all that good stuff, and if you're living in New York City, it would be a little bit more expensive, but for London, still expensive, but not a whole lot. But I would say 55.
All right, 55 out of 100 said they'd rather live in London versus New York City. Rodney, higher or lower than 55?
It's safer in London than it is in New York City. I'm going to say higher than 55.
I'm going to say even higher than that. Let's see, the actual number of people who said they'd rather live in London versus living in New York is 32, and it's not higher. I guess people appreciate living in the USA, and I kind of don't blame them on a personal level. But Brandon, you've got control of your cards now, sir. You've got that 7.
Let's go ahead and change that card.
Changing the 7. The 7 now becomes a 6. A little bit better.
Gonna go ahead and go higher.
Higher than the 6. It's a jack.
Alright, lower.
Lower than the jack. It's an 8, right up the middle.
Freeze it right there.
Gonna freeze it right there, needing 1 more card to win this first game of the match. And we are now at our 4th and final question, which means someone must win on this play of the cards. The question goes to Rodney. Rodney, we asked 100 people, would you rather be average at everything or be really good at one thing and below average at everything else? How many of 100 people said they'd rather be really good at just the one thing?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with 59.
59 out of 100 said they'd rather be good at just the one thing. Brandon, higher or lower than 59?
Ah, man. Just a little bit lower than that.
I'm going to say a little bit lower than that. All right, for all important control of the cards in this one, the actual number of people who said they'd rather be good at one thing and below average at everything else versus being average at everything is 39, it is lower. All right, Brandon, so you have control. The option's yours here, sir. You can play off that 8, change it if you like. You need 1 card to win the first game of the match. Or you can pass it to Rodney. He has a 9. He cannot change it. He needs 3 cards to win the first game of the match. The option's yours. Pass or play.
I'm going to give it to Rodney on this one.
All right, Rodney, he's going to make you earn your keep here, sir. Get all 3 cards correct. You win the first game of the match at $250. Make 1 mistake. Brandon gets game 1.
Okay, I'm going to go lower than 9.
All right, going on lower than the 9. No, it's an ace, and Brandon gets game number 1. All right, I give game number 1 right there to Brandon, giving himself $2,350. So let's go ahead and clear out the cards and go to game number 2. Of course, players, if you remember the cards that have been played, it will help you significantly in your quest to calling them correctly. All right, round 2 starts with our challenger going first this time. So, Rodney, this first question goes to you.
Okay.
We asked 100 people, would you rather give up the internet or give up seeing daylight? How many of 100 people said they'd rather give up the internet?
Oh, I love the internet. Well, the internet been a big issue lately on the news lately. It's been a heavy issue. But, at this point, I cannot live without the internet. I'm going to say that's a low number. I'm going to go with 33.
All right, 33 out of 100 said they'd rather give up the internet. Brandon, higher or lower than 33?
I mean, I agree with Rodney. Happening with the internet, with the problems, I would say, with... I still love with the internet and all that good stuff, but I'd have to say just a tad bit higher.
I'd say just a little bit higher than that. We'll see. Well, fortunately for me, I'm that type of person. Like I said, I already work overnight as it is, so I don't see the sunlight as it is. So I'm like, I've already given up the sunlight, and without internet, this show wouldn't even happen. So
that's true.
I'm already firmly on this side here, but we'll see here. The actual number of people who would rather give up the internet versus giving up seeing daylight is 68. It is way higher.
Wow.
All right, I mean, Brandon, you get to play your cards first on this one, and your base card for this round is a jack.
Let's go lower.
All right, lower than the jack. It's a 5.
Go higher.
Higher than that 5. It's a 9.
Right there.
I'm going to freeze it there, needing just 2 cards to win the game and the match here. I'm trying to play. Rodney need to play catch up on this one, so we go to question 2. This one goes to the champ, Brandon. Brandon, we asked 100 people, would you rather live in a space station or deep sea submarine? How many of your 100 people said they'd rather live in a deep sea submarine?
I mean, a lot of people would go see a spaceship and all that. All that would be a lot of fun. For the deep sea submarine, I'm gonna have to go with a little bit of a low number, I would say. Go with 35.
35 out of 100 said they'd rather live in a deep sea submarine. Rodney, higher or lower than 35?
Oh, 35 is a good number. Little higher.
Say a little higher than that. The actual number of people who would rather live in a deep sea submarine versus a space station is 45. It is a little bit higher. All right, so that means, Rodney, you got control of your cards. Take a look at your base card for this game. A 4.
Good card, higher.
Higher than the 4. No, a 2. And there, Brandon, a free shot to play off your 9.
2, so like that.
Well, let's go for the odds. Go with higher.
Going against the odds here, higher than the 9. No, it's a 4. You lose that card, too. Rough going here. Let's go to question number 3 this time. This one goes to Rodney. Rodney, we asked 100 people on this one. Would you rather have a personal chauffeur or a personal chef? How many of 100 people said they'd rather have a personal chauffeur?
Oh yeah, I would love to have a personal chauffeur to take me everywhere.
I'd rather have
I
a
would
personal chef
say
make me food.
I would go with 60 people.
60 out of 100 said they'd rather have their own personal chauffeur. Brandon, higher or lower than 60?
Well, I mean, for me, I would love to have a chauffeur and all that. So this one, I'm gonna have to go just higher.
A little bit higher, he says. All right, the actual number of people who would rather have their own personal chauffeur versus their own personal chef is 25. It is not higher.
See, I'd rather have somebody make me dinner.
Yes, there's a lot of cases where I would rather have somebody cook for me. I don't mind cleaning up. I just want them to cook. All right, Rodney, you've got control. You've got the 4, sir.
I'll keep that 4 and go higher.
Higher than the 4. It's a 7.
Shoot. How many questions? We got one more question.
Go, one more question to go this round, yes.
I gotta go for it higher.
Risking it higher than the 7. It's a 10.
Shoot, hard cards. Oh boy. I got to freeze.
Got a freeze right there. Okay. Both players now with needing 2 cards to win this game. Brandon needing to win the match here. Rodney trying to play tie up. And again, our 4th and final question of this round. Someone must win on this play of the cards. Question goes to Brandon on this one. Brandon, we asked 100 people. Would you rather have a freakishly huge smile or a freakishly small nose? How many of 100 people said they'd rather have a freakishly small nose?
I already have one.
Ow. Oh, brother.
I didn't say so.
It's very small.
Oh, wow. I would love to have a smile, but a nose? Oh, my goodness. I mean, gonna have to say a low number on this one, too. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say 30.
30 out of 100 said they'd rather have a freakishly small nose. Rodney, higher or lower than 30?
Yeah, I agree with Brandon. I mean, I don't want a small nose. Definitely not one like Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, no, then mine's bigger than his.
Yeah. Oh boy, 30 is a good number, but you know what, Brandon? Scrubs, I'm gonna go lower.
I'm going a little lower than that. Okay. For all important control of the cards on this one, the actual number of people who'd rather have a freakishly small nose versus a freakishly huge smile is 40. It is a little higher. Brandon gets control of the cards
Oh my
here.
God. That was the number I had in my head. What was that?
All right. Brandon, you've got control, sir. Option's yours once again. You have a 9 this time, needing 2 cards to win. Rodney has a 10, needing 2 cards to win.
No, I have that 9. I need 2 cards, and Ronnie needs 2 cards. He has a 10. So I'm gonna have to pass it again to Rodney.
Rodney's going to make you do it to yourself. You got a 10. One mistake, and Brandon retains the championship.
Okay, I have not seen a lot of face cards, so I'm gonna go against the odds to go higher.
All right, going against the odds on this one. Higher than the 10. No, it's a 5, and Brandon retains the championship once again. All right, congratulations to you, Brandon. You got $2,600 to be playing the money cards in just a minute. But we got to say goodbye to Rodney here. Again, we played a good game. Just ran into some tough cards there. We got some nice party gifts for you, all right? All right, with that said, we'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Brandon plays the money cards right after this. Welcome back to Card Sharks here. Brandon Martin has held on to the championship once again. He's got himself up to $2,600, and now he's going to take a shot to see if he can win himself $32,000 more in the money cards. So you know how this works. We start you off with $200 of brand new betting money. Work your way across the bottom row till you get to that second row, where you give you an additional $400 in betting money. Work your way across those 3 cards as well. Again, minimum bets of $50 and then $50 increments, all the way till you get to the big bet at the top of the board, where you must bet at least half your winnings. And of course, you can change 1 card on each row, one of the 3 cards we deal out on the side of the board for you. And again, a perfect double, double, double all the way to the top of the board is going to get yourself $32,000 in cash. All right? So best of luck to you. Let's deal out those cards, and let's win you some money. Here we go. $200. And take a look at your base card for this round of the money cards. A deuce.
Alright, perfect card. All of it higher.
Betting the farm. $200. Higher than the 2. It's a jack. You're up to 400.
Let's go. $200 lower.
So how much again? Did you say 200? Okay, we did $200. Lower than the jack. No, it's an ace. You drop back down to 200, but you have another great card.
Great card. Let's go all of it lower.
Again, $200. Lower than the ace. Yes, it's a 7. You have $400 now. Move that 7 up to the next row. We'll give you the additional $400 in betting money. You're now up to $800 and a 7.
That card number 2, please.
All right, changing with card number 2. That 7 now becomes a deuce.
Perfect card. All of it higher.
Again, all of it now. $800. Higher than the 2. It's a 5. $1,600.
Let's go $400 higher.
Okay, $400. Higher than the 5. No, it's another deuce. You drop down to $1,200, but another great card.
Go all of it higher.
All right, $1,200. Higher than the 2. It's an 8. $2,400 now. We move that 8 on up to the big bet. It's big bet time for you. You must bet at least $1,200 on this card.
Change that card with number 3.
Changing it with card number 3. A very important change here. Money cards. Your big bet card goes from an 8 to a 4.
Oh. $2,100 higher.
All right, $2,100. You're going to either finish with $300, $2,400, or $4,500. $2,100 higher than a 4. No, it's a 2. Wow, unfortunately, a bad run of the cards there for you, Brandon. But you did finish with some money, so you got yourself another $300. Added to what you won, you're now up to $2,900 in cash. And with that said, we'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Brandon's going to get another opponent of Card Sharks right after this. Welcome back to Card Sharks. Here, our champion Brandon now with his second win, up to $2,900, and he is ready to take on his next opponent. So let's meet her now. Playing against you in this game of Card Sharks, we have Sunny. Sunny, welcome back.
Hello.
Oh, so I haven't seen Sunny on the show in quite some time, but glad she's back with us, and she is ready to hopefully take the championship crown for herself.
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Let's jump right into this second game of Card Sharks here with our first question going to our champion, Brandon. Brandon, we asked 100 people, do you hate taking pictures? How many of 100 people said yes, they do hate taking pictures?
I mean, that's a good one. I mean, my logical reason is because I know a lot of people like taking pictures, some don't. This one, some don't like taking pictures. I'm gonna have to go with a little bit of a low number on this one. I'm gonna have to go ahead and say
You say 32. All right, 32. 100 said they do hate taking pictures. Sunny, higher or lower than 32?
Higher. That they hate taking pictures?
Yes. They hate
Higher.
taking pictures. You can say higher than that. All right, the actual number of people that said they do hate taking pictures is 77. It is way higher. Wow, nearly 4 out of 5 people hate taking pictures. I can understand to a point on that one, I guess. All right, Sonny, you've got control of the cards. You're going to be playing first. You take a look at your base card for this game. A king.
Lower.
Going on, lower than the king. It's a queen.
Lower.
Going again, lower than the queen. It's a 3.
Higher.
Going on higher than the 3. It's a 10.
Let's freeze.
Going to freeze right there. Not going for the $500 bonus this time. Playing it safe, locking in that 4-card lead over the champion. We go to question number 2. This one's for Sonny. Sonny, we asked 100 people. When you were in school, did you ever cheat while you were taking a test? How many of 100 people said yes, they did cheat while they were taking a test?
I'm gonna at least say 60%.
You say 60 out of 100 said they at least cheated when they took a test. Brandon, higher or lower than 60?
I mean, my logical reason is, like, a lot of people cheat on the test, though, while looking at the notes and all that, while the teacher doesn't see you cheating. I'd say on the test, I would have to go with a little bit higher than that.
I'm going to say a little higher than that. Alright, we'll see. The actual number of people who said they did cheat on a test while they were in school is 53. It is not higher. I mean, Sonny, you'll be playing your cards on this one. You've got that 10.
Let's change the card.
Alright, you won the question. You're in the right to change it. That 10 now becomes another 10.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Let's go lower.
Alright, for game 1 of the match, lower than the 10. It's a 2. She's got it. And just like that, Sonny jumps out to the early lead in this game of Card Sharks with 1 game to none. Brandon, you got to play catch up here, so let's change those cards out. Get them out for game number 2. And this time we start with the question to Sonny for this round. Sonny, we asked 100 people, have you ever been robbed before? How many of 100 people said yes, they have been robbed before?
This is probably going to be pretty high, so I'm going to say... Let's do 67.
67 out of 100 said yes, they have been robbed before. Brandon, higher or lower than 67?
My logical reason is for this one, I would say, is getting robbed by any time in any place. So, and for this one, I'm gonna have to go just a tad bit lower.
A little lower than that. All right, we'll see. The actual number of people that said they have been robbed before is 15. It is way lower.
Because like people get robbed all the time.
Yeah, you hear about it in the news, but really not as many people as you think. Maybe about 1 to 2 out of every 10. That's interesting. All right, Brandon, you've got control of your cards. Let's take a look at your base card for this one. You need to tie it up. A deuce.
All right, that's a good card. Let's go higher.
Higher than the 2. It's a 7. Feel like we've been down this road before.
Odds can go higher than that.
Playing on. Higher than the 7. It's an ace.
Card lower.
Going on. Lower than the ace. It's a 9.
Freeze.
Freezing there. Only needing 1 card to tie up the match there. Doing the same thing Sonny did the first game here. Let's go to question number 2. This one goes to Brandon. Brandon, we asked 100 people, do you have a cup of coffee every morning when you get up? How many of 100 people said yes, they do have a cup of coffee every morning when they get up?
Well, in my personal reference for me is I'm just as a young and adult 19-year-old prodigy who don't drink a lot of coffee as much in the morning, but often. But a lot of people like who goes to work and all that, but I'm gonna go with a high number on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Drinks coffee. I would gonna have to say.
Alright, so 62. 62 out of 100 have coffee every morning. Sonny, higher or lower than 62?
Let's say lower.
I'll say lower than that. Alright, the actual number of people who said they do drink coffee every single morning when they get up is 21, which is way lower than I even expected. I am very shocked to see that. All right, Sonny, you've got control of the cards. Then take a look at your base card for this game. A jack.
Let's go lower.
All right, playing the odds lower than the jack. It's a 9.
Let's go lower.
Going on again, lower than the 9. It's a 5.
Let's freeze.
Freezing on the 5, okay. Needing 2 more cards to win the game and the match. And we go now to question number 3. This one goes to Sonny. Sonny, we asked 100 people, have you ever traveled around the world? How many people said no, they have not traveled around the world? Looking for the number of people who have not traveled around the world.
Let's go with... I'm not sure, so let's go with 50.
50, right up the middle there. Brandon, higher or lower than 50?
I mean, a lot of people travel, but some don't. I know 50 is a reasonable number, but I might have to go with who does not travel. I'm gonna have to go with just a little bit lower than that.
A little bit lower than that. All right. The actual number of people who have not traveled around the world is 80, is way higher. All right, so that means, Sonny, you've got control of your cards. You still got that 5.
Let's change it.
All right, changing the 5. That 5 now becomes a 6. A little bit worse.
Higher.
One higher than the 6. No, it's a 2. You lose that card there. Brandon, a chance to tie up the match here with the 9.
Go higher.
Higher to tie up the match, higher than the 9. No, it's an 8. You lose that card too.
Oh, man.
All right, we go to the 4th and final question here. Someone must win on this play of the cards here. And this question goes to Brandon. Brandon, we asked 100 people. Do you think you've watched way too much television? How many of 100 people said, yes, they do feel like they've watched way too much television?
I would say probably, personal opinion, I maybe do watch some television, but I don't watch way too much. For me, who said yes, they do watch, they think they watch too much television? Alright, for this one, I'm going to have to go, for this one, it's going to be a little bit of a high number. If, I'll say 51.
51 out of 100. Nearly a little more than half. Sonny, higher or lower than 51?
For what is it again? I'm sorry.
We asked 100 people, do you think you watch way too much television? How many of them said yes, they do?
I'm going to go a little higher.
A little higher than that. For all important control of the cards on this one, the actual number of people who say they do watch way too much TV is 49. It is not higher.
Damn.
So that means, Brandon, you've got control of the cards, sir. Here's your situation. You've got that 9. You can change it, call it right. You tie up the match. Pass it to Sonny. She has a 6. She needs 2 cards. If she calls them correctly, she wins the game and becomes the new champion. The option's yours.
Alright, she needs 2 cards to win the match. Well, I'm going to play it for myself, and I'm going to please change that card.
All right, going to change it. Play it for yourself. All important change here for you. That 9 now becomes an 8 right up the middle. Call it right. You tie it up. Call it wrong. Sonny becomes the new champion.
Let's stick with it and go higher.
Going on to tie up the match. Higher than the 8. It's a jack. He's done it. All right, Brandon has done it there. He's tied up the match with 1 game apiece now. He's up to $3,150. And with that said, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have our tiebreaker match. See who's going to go on to play the money cards. We'll do that right after this. So stay tuned. Back at it here at Card Sharks here. The game's all tied up, one game apiece. Both players with $250 this round. Someone must win and go on to the money cards after this. So we have 3 cards on the board, 3 questions this round. So it'll be very tight to see who's going to get it. First question this round is going to go to our champion, Brandon. Brandon, we ask 100 people, do you brush your hair every single day? How many 100 people said yes, they do brush their hair every single day?
Well, I mean, I brush my hair that often because I always get my hair cut pretty good, but who brush their hair every day? I mean, for opinion, like guys have long hair as well, they brush it every day. For this one, I have a high number on this one. With 60.
60 out of 100 said they do brush their hair every morning. Sonny, higher or lower than 60?
That brush their hair in the morning?
Mm-hmm. Or brush their hair every day?
Say higher.
I'll say even higher than that. I am one of those people that my hair type does not allow me to brush my hair. I can only comb it if I want to do anything with it. So we'll see how this affects the numbers here. The actual number of people who say they do brush their hair every single day is 70. It is higher. So that means, Sonny, you'll be playing your cards here. Let's take a look at your base card in this tiebreaker round. A king.
Lower.
Lower than the king. It's a 5.
What's for higher?
For the game and the match become the new champion, higher than a 5. It's a 6. You got it. We got a new champion. Congratulations to you, Sonny. You got yourself $500, and we'll be going on to play the money cards again here in just a moment. But we got to say goodbye to a good champion here, Brandon. You're not leaving us here empty-handed, sir. You take with you $3,150 in cash. So congratulations. We'll have you back for a future episode, all right? All right, with that said, Sonny, you ready to go see if you can take home $32,000?
Yes.
Let's go do it. Let's go play the money cards. All right, we are just about out of time for today, but you already know how the game works. So, again, I'll give you the quick reminder. Again, minimum bets of $50 and $50 increments all the way to get the top of the board, where you must bet at least half your winnings. And again, a perfect go all the do double up all, bet everything every time all the way to the top of the board. It's going to get yourself $32,000. So good luck to you. Here's your $200 of brand new betting money, and we'll start you off with this base card of a 4.
Let's go higher.
How much?
Oh, I forgot I had to bet. 250.
Just 50?
Let's go up.
Betting it all. All right. $200. Higher than a 4. It's a 9. You're up to $400. Yeah, remember you could change one card each row.
Okay, I want to change it with 3.
All right, change it with card number 3. That 9 now becomes another 9.
Why is this doing it to me? Ugh. Okay, let me do 100 lower.
Okay, $100. Lower than the 9. Oh, it's a queen. You lose the 100. You're down to 300, but a better card, though.
Let's do 250 lower.
All right, $250. Lower than the queen. It's a 6. $550 now. We move that 6 up to the second row. We give you the additional $400 there. Up to $950. And change it with which one?
1.
Changing with number 1. Changing that 6 now becomes an ace. Great change.
Everything lower.
All right, $950. Lower than the ace. It's a queen. $1,900.
Let's do 900 lower.
All right, big bet on the queen. $900. Lower than the queen.
No!
Oh! Good thing you didn't bet at all there, but you kept some money. You got another great ace and $1,000.
Lower.
All right, betting it all again. Can't lose on this one. $1,000 lower than the ace. It's a 4. $2,000. And it is big bet time as we move the 4 up. You must bet at least $1,000 on this one.
Can I change on this one?
You can change with the last one if you'd like.
Let me go ahead and change
All right. Changing with the last card there. Important change in the big bet. That 4 now becomes a king.
Yes! Okay, let's do
King.
everything lower.
She's going for it all here. Finish with either
This is
nothing
nice.
or $4,000. All of it lower than the king.
That'll be nice.
It's a 6. Good job. And glad, good thing you did change that. You would have ended up with a pair or a push and no win, no loss. But you got yourself $4,000, and we add that to your previous winnings. Honey, you are now up to $4,500, and you'll be our champion next time here on Card Sharks. All right? Good job. All right, congratulations to all of our players here on today's show, and thanks to our audience members for watching. Thank you at home in YouTube land for watching another fun-filled episode of Card Sharks. Remember, if you like what you see in the show, click that like button down below, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet and you want to see more Card Sharks action, click that subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you can join in on all the fun and games right here at MVG Productions. And until the cards are dealt your way once again, I am your host, Brandon Scruggs, saying thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time for more Card Sharks. Take care. Bye for now, folks.